Pakistan's largest province, Balochistan, is one of the most mineral-rich places on Earth. It's also one of the most volatile. Sitting atop what could be over $1 trillion in untapped copper, gold, and rare earth elements, this rugged landscape isn't just a domestic issue for Pakistan. It's become a critical hidden front in the new era of great power competition. Today, we're not talking politics, we're following the money. This is a story about geological fortune, geopolitical friction, and the high-stakes race to control the resources that will power the 21st century. For Pakistan, Balochistan is the cornerstone of its most ambitious economic project, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC. At its heart is the strategic Gwadar Port, funded and operated by China. This isn't just about a port, it's about securing a direct trade and energy route for China that bypasses geopolitical choke points, like the crowded Strait of Malacca. It's a shortcut, a direct line from the Middle East to Western China. Imagine massive oil tankers and container ships docking at Gwadar, with their cargo then traveling overland through Pakistan. This connection is designed to save China time, money, and to make its energy supply chain more secure. But the real long-term prize for Beijing may lie buried in the ground. Balochistan's minerals are the potential second phase of CPEC, the raw materials needed to fuel Chinese industry and its dominance in tech manufacturing. Think about it. The green energy transition, smartphones, advanced electronics, they all depend on a steady supply of specific metals, and Balochistan has them in abundance. The Reko Diq mine alone, one of the world's largest undeveloped copper-gold deposits, is estimated to be worth hundreds of billions of dollars. For a resource-hungry China, securing access here isn't just a good business opportunity, it's a matter of national economic security. They need these materials to maintain their position as the world's factory. But there's another player with a deep strategic interest: the United States. Washington's primary focus isn't direct investment, but containment and diversification. From the American perspective, critical minerals represent a major vulnerability. Right now, China dominates the processing of most metals needed for everything from electric vehicles to advanced weapon systems. If you're building a fighter jet or a next-generation battery, chances are the raw materials pass through a Chinese supply chain at some point. This gives Beijing immense leverage. So, the American strategy is clear: build alternative supply chains away from Chinese control. This is where Balochistan becomes a strategic dilemma for the U.S. On one hand, Washington has a clear interest in seeing Pakistan stable and economically sovereign. A stable, developed Balochistan, with its minerals flowing into Western alliance supply chains, would be a huge strategic win. It would weaken China's mineral monopoly and provide a new, reliable source for the West. But Pakistan's deep economic partnership with China, centered on these very minerals, makes that outcome incredibly complex. The U.S. can't just swoop in and outbid China. So, American involvement often appears indirect. It's focused on things like development aid, security cooperation, and diplomatic support for transparency in mining contracts. The goal is to ensure Pakistan has options, that it isn't solely dependent on Beijing, and that China doesn't secure an uncontested monopoly over this trillion-dollar treasure chest. It's a subtle, long-term game of influence. This great power interest collides with a harsh local reality. Balochistan remains Pakistan's poorest province, despite its immense natural wealth. This paradox has fueled a long-standing insurgency, driven by deep-seated grievances over resource exploitation, how the revenue is shared, and a sense of political marginalization. Many Baloch feel that their land is being plundered, with little to no benefit for the local people. This creates a profound security discount on any investment. For any foreign company, Chinese, American, or anyone else, the calculus is brutal. The potential returns are astronomical, but the risks are extreme. We're talking about the constant threat of attacks on infrastructure, personnel, and the risk of complicated contractual disputes. The security costs alone can be staggering, eating into any potential profit. This instability is the single biggest obstacle to unlocking Balochistan's mineral wealth. A key test case to watch is the renegotiated deal for the Reko Diq mine. The project is now being operated by a Canadian company, Barrick Gold, with significant shares held by the Pakistani government in the province of Balochistan itself. This represents a Western-led, more transparent model that Pakistan hopes will achieve several things at once: balance Chinese influence, attract Western capital, and hopefully, satisfy local demands for a fairer share of the profits. If this model succeeds, it could set a new precedent. If it fails, it could reinforce the narrative that only state-backed players like China can operate in such a difficult environment. So, what's the bottom line? Balochistan is more than just a conflict zone. It's a massive, unrealized asset on the global balance sheet. It's a place where local grievances, national ambitions, and superpower rivalries all converge over a deposit of rock and metal. For China, it's a crucial piece in its Belt and Road puzzle, a chance to lock down essential resources through its signature strategy of infrastructure diplomacy. By building the roads, ports, and power plants, Beijing hopes to secure privileged access to the minerals underneath. For the United States, Balochistan is a potential lever to promote supply chain resilience and prevent strategic dependency on a rival. Every ton of copper or lithium that comes from a non-Chinese controlled mine is a small victory in this long-term competition. And for Pakistan, it's the ultimate double-edged sword. These minerals could be the key to solving a crippling debt crisis and fueling national growth. But that potential can only be realized if the government can successfully navigate the internal discontent within Balochistan and the competing agendas of the world's two biggest superpowers. The trillion-dollar question is no longer just about who owns the minerals, but who can create a stable enough environment to profitably and sustainably dig them up. The winner of that struggle won't just reshape Balochistan's economy. They will gain significant influence over the critical mineral maps of the future, dictating who builds the next generation of technology. The stakes couldn't be higher. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown interesting, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the hidden forces shaping our world. See you next time.